Hi guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Today we're going to be trying some new products on OliveYoung Global. Today and for the next 3 days, I'm going to be testing some new makeup products on OliveYoung, and in the end I will share with you my honest thoughts. After I did a first impressions video, I realized that I really hate first impressions. I don't want to share my first impression. What does it mean, first impression? It's not even valid. You cannot rely on the first impression. I need to test the product for at least for 3 days consistently to understand what's my impression of it. This is what I'm going to be doing. I will make this makeup today. I know it looks like I'm not wearing anything. True beauty lovers know that I have a full face of makeup on. First, we'll do a makeup together, the one that is going to be like first impressions, and then I will do my makeup with the same products on the next day, and then finally I will share my thoughts. So what we're going to have, I mean, you saw already from the thumbnail, but we're going to be testing 2 new lip products from Dinto and from DASIQUE. We're also going to try a new concealer from espoir. One shade is a concealer, another shade is a corrector. We're also going to try this blush lighter from 3CE. This one really interesting, the only product that is made in China in this video. And we're also going to try LUMMIR pot highlighter. I'm not showing it to you right now because I just want you to see this picture, and then when you see it in the video, when I open it, please tell me, is this something that you expected? Just let me know. And we will also test a foundation. The foundation is Big Glow foundation by espoir. I didn't buy it, I just have these testers. I wanted to test like the way it performs, the way it sits on the face, just for you to know. Maybe you want to buy. Okay, let's get started. So I've been having some kind of really strange irritation for the past 3 days. So we're going really simple with the routine, not to overwhelm my skin. It's the Madagascar Centella ampoule. That is strange and really not normal, but I cannot find my Beauty of Joseon sunscreen. Okay, I think I will not lose time searching for it. I will have to choose between 2 sunscreens in this case. No, but there's also Misha sunscreen. Where are these sunscreens? Okay, that's strange. But what are we going to do then? I have 2 sunscreens that I do not like. One is this one. It's thicker and it smells like alcohol. Another one is this one, but from time to time it stings my face really badly. Not the face, but the eyes. And it's kind of random, so okay, why not? I will risk with this one. I will just try if it stings my eyes today. No, seems okay. Okay, my eyes feel completely fine, and it doesn't sting my whole face, only my eyes. But okay, so we're really, oh no, don't do that, please don't do that. Okay, let's just continue. Oh my god, let's just continue, pretend that everything's okay. I remember I told myself these 2 are my best sunscreens, so I will put them here and I will get back to them when we have more sunny days, and for now I will try to use up whatever I have. And where did I put them? I don't do brows first, but I want to do brows first before we start, otherwise I just cannot continue. I cannot look at myself looking like this. It's 5:30 in the morning. I have a big plan today. We will try new OliveYoung products, as I already said, but we'll also have a really big wear test because I need to be in the university at 8. I do not guarantee that I will be at 8, but I will be somewhere in the morning. So we have this amount of things, not so many. And I already mentioned in my video that we will try this foundation with you, the espoir Big Glow foundation. So we have this amount of shades. All of them are beige, except for some pink undertone and this kind of more tanned. For me it is like tanned, but for someone else it's not going to be. The wedding peach is definitely not for me. Sorry, it wasn't in the... Oh, I forgot to turn on the lights. The lighting is going to change because I forgot to turn on the lights on the sides. My plan is to use this one or this one. Of course, there is more chance that I have a cool undertone than neutral one. This one looks exactly like my Shiseido foundation, no? And let's see the cool one then. How is it possible that my Shiseido foundation is like the darkest one? But this looks like a better shade. I think so, yeah. This looks a little bit more natural. This looks like I can use it, but it will brighten my face. We decided on 20C Cool Vanilla. It definitely has a smell, but it's a very neutral smell. Like a smell of some kind of cream. Please tell me that it doesn't oxidize because I need to go in the university. I think that it's actually really bold of me to try new foundation and new concealers when I need to go somewhere for many hours. Okay, first, the color. Yeah, exactly my color matches my neck. But let me see what's happening. I have two new concealers. Espoir Easy Blending Concealer. One is in the shade Vanilla, and based on how yellow it is, I already see that maybe it's not going to work. And another one is Blue White, because it's a corrector. And tomorrow when I'm doing my makeup, I will try to use this one as a highlighting. You know how you saw on like Chinese, especially pictures, how Asians are brightening somewhere here. Actually, the concealer is vegan. Oh, it feels really good quality, the packaging. It looks like it's slightly opened, but it's not. 12 months after opening, this is the expiration date, which is amazing. I prefer it to, typically I see 6 months. It has 0.35 ounce. I don't know why, but it looks so funny. Actually, someone commented on my video that it's supposed to look like spatula, and I agree. Yeah, it looks definitely like spatula. It's a little bit flat. Maybe to apply like this. This kind of like clean cosmetic smell. I now can recognize it already. Dear A powder smells the same. A smell that I associate with clean beauty. But it's not necessarily irritating and it's not strong at all. I will apply it on a palette because I just prefer it. So I have, you see some spots here, quite dark ones. Let's see the color. I mean, you will see the color on the swatches. I don't think that I will film them today. No, this concealer doesn't have enough coverage to cover them. And here where I typically need more pigmentation. Okay, I don't think we need to mix it with anything. Let's see how well it works. Sorry for my awful ugly mirror. Let's see how well it works with this foundation. I wish you could see it. I think it's the concealer, but my foundation or whatever it is now in my pores here. Ooh, it doesn't look nice. It dries quickly and it just stays like a patch. It doesn't look good at all. There is no coverage really because I was trying to apply it on some spots to cover them, but the product is kind of sets around the spot and it just stays like that, a little bit dry around the spot itself. And where I applied here for more pigmentation, it took the foundation off. Like, it doesn't sit well on my nose. I'm already not very pleased with what I see on my face, even though from this distance it looks really good. Like, everything looks okay from this distance, but let's not judge too fast. I will try this one tomorrow. LUMMIR highlighter. Let me fix my makeup because it's not very strong. On purpose, I will not apply any other concealer just to see how this one performs. When I saw this LUMMIR highlighter, I was Like first I thought that it's another DRA concealer, but then I realized that this is the pot that I really wanted from my, like I featured it in so many videos at this point, mentioned that I like how it looks, that it's so beautiful, and it's so small. Look at this. It's so small. It's 4 grams. LUMMIR Flash Pot Highlighter in the shade 02 Marine Veil. It expires 6 months after opening. To say that I'm disappointed is to say nothing. It looks like a tester. There are 10 grams in this thing. 10 grams of lip balm. And this looks like a tester of a lip balm. Flash pot highlight. This doesn't look like a pot. Am I supposed to use it twice or what? It looks like a gimmick. Looks like a gimmick, sounds like a gimmick, probably a gimmick. Oh, this looks like a slime, right? It smells like a slime as well, so do not expect a nice smell. It looks really beautiful in a pot. I will try to show you in the swatches as well. It looks amazing in a pot. I will try to apply a little maybe. Maybe you don't need that much and this is why. I will take this kind of brush. It's like playing with some paint. I feel like a painter. I definitely, this is a lot, but let's just try it. Let's do it. On which side? On this one, because we have another highlighter. Tell me, is it going to destroy my foundation? I definitely saw that it started to mix with my foundation, like I saw how it became a little bit whiter, but I tried to stop it. I mean, now you cannot understand it because I don't have powder yet, so my whole face looks glowy and shiny. I don't think that it's looking like too blue, right? It doesn't look like I have a bruise. What I see is a really nice veil. It's like a wet looking skin that shines from within. So apparently you need a very little, like what I applied on my brush is too much. So this is the time to powder. I'm testing one powder right now, but I do not really like it. We'll go for a safe option. So the reason I'm using this is because this powder is typically friendly with every product. I think that I will not even contour today for you just to see how the concealer works. I mean that on my nose because I see patches and all of this. Actually, the foundation on the places where I didn't apply concealer looks good. It looks like I don't have anything on my skin, but exactly on the places where I had the concealer, dry patches, which is crazy with my oily skin. I'm always so slow when I'm filming. It's 6:30. I can do this makeup in like 20 minutes. I feel like I'm not looking enough in the camera. I'm sorry about that. It's not because I really want to look at myself. It's because I'm checking all the time if I'm in the center. Okay, so I also ordered, like, my perception of the sizes is crazy. And every time I'm getting surprised when something is twice smaller than what I expected. So this is a new blush lighter from 3CE that I mentioned in one of my new releases video. This one is in the shade Sleek. This one has a brush, and this is something that I'm just really curious about. I already discussed it with you in my video about new releases, what is this formula and all of that. I will not go too deep into that, but I will explain shortly what's happening here. So, ooh, it is made in China. Wow, there's nothing wrong with that, of course, but I'm so used to Korean products being made in Korea. Yeah, 4.3 grams. Let's see the brush. I do not like dual brushes. Like, I will be honest with you. You need to store them horizontally, and I just don't have space to store them horizontally. Like, ideally, I would wash it first before applying it on my face. Okay, let's spray it with antibacterial spray to be a little bit more secure. It's really pleasant to touch, but what I see is this. Do you see all of these hairs going out? Like this. So in the video I mentioned that this is not just a powder product. This is a formula I recently tried. This is a formula where they take a liquid product and they freeze dry it for 12 hours. It's something really interesting because this kind of formula doesn't have kickback. If you ever tried Judy Doll blush, I mean, you see the name, I don't remember. It has the same formula. I have it. I have one. Judy Doll has sent me this in exchange for a review, and I have a review on my channel. And yeah, it's looking quite used already. This is also a freeze-dry formula. I'm not saying that it's exactly the same, but from what I'm reading, it seems like these are similar formulas, and I was really surprised by that. Now when I'm using it for longer, I see that there is more powder, but when I just started using it, there was like no dust, nothing. So I'm telling you all of this just for you to understand that it's something really interesting. The swatches, you see them. You know how critical I am about makeup, right? So you will hear my critique. First of all, the texture here is uneven. Do you see against the light? You can see it better. Do you see these waves on the blush range? It's like someone messed it up a little bit, but maybe it's on purpose. I will have to take this one then, because the brush that I cleaned is still wet. I want to recreate this, what they had on their website. If you try harder, you see just a little bit of powder. If you do it like you typically work with your brush, then it's not visible. I feel like the color is very similar to Judy Doll. Yeah, Judy Doll is whiter and this one is more pink. It feels really velvety. I don't know how much I need to apply. I don't know how pigmented it is. Bring a little bit life on my face. I don't like applying with this one that I've just tried. Okay, I see more color on the video than in real life. There is like barely any pigment, but I remember that in Judy Doll blush it's the same and you're just building up a lot. And for some reason you see more of it than I. Very lightly pigmented, so you will be using a lot. Now let's use a highlighter. We used LUMMIR on this side of my face. We'll use this. I will go in the university with two different highlighters on my face. We'll use this pink one on the other side. Sorry, I never show you what I'm doing. Doesn't look like I have anything on the brush. Go girl, give us nothing. Oh! Oh no! It lifted my foundation. I think that's because I applied too much, because I'm trying to make this product show up. Okay, now it's visible, but my foundation is also visible. It's somewhere here. I look like dry and crusty today. Now, because of this stupid patch, I don't understand what. So this highlighter looks more like a regular highlighter that gives you highlighting. The LUMMIR highlighter has shimmers, but it's not so visible, and it's like it's giving you shine from within, almost like your skin is glowing. This one is more like a regular highlighter. If you see that I'm not very impressed, like in general, I'm not a person who will say that they like the product from the go, from the first try. I'm a very critical about makeup because there's a lot of makeup and you cannot buy everything in the world. You need to choose, and I prefer to choose the best. Honestly, like, doesn't highlight anything necessarily. We don't have any eyeshadow today, so I'm not going to even do my eyeshadow. Let's try applying LUMMIR highlighter on my eyes. My eyes look wet. I'm starting to get a little bit faster because it's 7. Only 2 products left. We have 2 lip products. We'll try both, see what color I prefer, and maybe somewhere in the middle of the day I will change the product. Which one do I want to try first? I will try Dinto first. This is the shade 381 Spell. In the previous video I mentioned that my lamp is not representing the colors correctly, but I've changed the lamp since then and now everything is correct. So this is the thing. Expires in 2028. Wow. The love has the power to melt even the coldest ice. Snow-like cooling plumping effect. So it's cooling raspberry milk freeze color. There are 10 milliliters. In this product, it's made in Korea. I believe everything is made in Korea except for 3CE. I continue to wear this palette on my finger. Sorry. This is what we have. This kind of applicator. color is very true to what I saw on the swatches. Yes, some like really ripe raspberry. Yeah, the color looks brighter on me. I can feel the smell from here. It's really cooling. It's like minty. But I will show you the color in different lights. When I'm in the university, I will show you in artificial light, and I will be able to show you in a natural light. Of course, it's like a little bit transparent, so it has my natural color. It's cooling. It feels minty. Be aware of that. The applicator is unusual when you start to apply. It's something new, definitely, but it's super easy to apply. Like for me, these kind of applicators are the greatest experience. I already mentioned Judy Doll. This one is even better because it's like this. It's round. It's not thin, but it's also not really thick. It's like an essence, and it's really easy to apply and spread. It actually also made my lips really even. Actually, I really like it so far. Like, my lips are looking so good. I don't want to take it off, but I have to. I will take it off with micellar water to make sure that I'm taking off everything. So this is DASIQUE Water Lip Gloss in the shade 13 Mauve Grape. It has 2.6 grams, made in Korea. It expires 18 months after opening. And Dinto doesn't have this on their packaging. Dinto doesn't have this on their packaging when it expires after opening. This is a huge minus. I will read what they're writing here in Korean, but so far I see that, yeah, just how to use, like be careful, be cautious when you're using, and like address. This is a huge minus. Okay, let's see. DASIQUE. You saw that I just opened it, right? I mean, of course, you can say that I already opened it and I put it back in the box. My surprise was genuine because I couldn't understand what is this oil. Like, this is how it arrived. I understand you, maybe you don't want to believe me, but this is the way it arrived. Okay, the product went out of the box, which is concerning because does it mean that someone opened it already, or it's just the box that is like this? I will clean it, of course. I'm not sure that I will be able to take it with me if it's... Look. Yeah, basically this is what's happening. Like, the product is here. A lot of product is here. The same thing happens with Romand, but a packaging is made this way that it doesn't go outside of the packaging, but it also looks really bad here. Like, all the product is here. Okay, I heard the stopper, so I guess no one opened it. Let's apply. I need to learn to take the product from the applicator and apply it with a brush so that I can give it to someone else later on. Because when we have these kind of smells, the probability that I will use it is very little. Okay, it feels really oily. It actually feels like a lip oil, not a gloss. The color is very transparent. Yeah, there is basically no color. But my lips are bright, so it feels nice. It feels thinner than Dinto. It feels like a lip oil. I don't know why is it a gloss. Yeah, it feels moisturizing, all of this stuff, but the smell is strong. It's like a strong smell. It's a smell of a juice. It's a smell of a packaged juice with multiple fruit in it. It's really, really sweet, but yeah, I'm trying to be positive about it, but I actually don't like the smell. But if you're okay with sweet, really sweet smells, smells of juice, smells of candy, you will be completely fine with the smell. Just me who doesn't like this kind of scent. It's thin, it's exactly like oil on the lips, and you saw what happened with my packaging. I don't know, should I try? I will take it with me, okay. So this is the makeup. I understand, very natural, like very barefaced. I really don't have time to apply anything else. First, and second, let's just see how the products perform. I started to say goodbye to you already. See you in the next frame. It's been around 2 hours. I just wanted to show you in like natural light. I like how foundation sits, except for the parts where there was concealer, because the concealer doesn't sit very well. At least I am not a big fan of it. The lines here are very accentuated. Typically this line is always accentuated, and a line here is a little bit accentuated, but I see that they're much more visible than normally. I don't like it, but I will not be removing it just for you to see. I applied the frozen lip jelly. Let's test it now for like at least 3 hours for sure. I'm not biting my lips, by the way. It is currently, which means that we had a 12-hour wear test. I want to say this is how I look. I didn't even like powder, didn't even use like bloating paper. I'm surprised that I'm not extremely oily, because typically I'm like just wet, but everything looks pretty well, especially after 12 hours. The lip product, I was wearing Dinto, but I already ate, I already had another coffee, decaf, so obviously nothing is there, but they feel really soft and moisturized. So yeah, the parts where there was a concealer, the concealer didn't cover anything. Like I tried covering this, as you can see, it didn't cover anything. I still see something left from the LUMMIR highlighter. I still see this kind of glow that is from within, how I like to call it. Like, not the glow that I have here from my own oils, but this kind of shining glow. Do you see how different they are? Like the glow from the sebum and the glow from the highlighter. This one looks much more ethereal. And here the highlighter that is pink, to be honest, I barely see anything. I feel like some little particles. We'll see tomorrow. For the second day, I decided to just quickly film the makeup and voiceover. As you can see, I found my Beauty of Chosen sunscreen, and I decided to use this Big Glow foundation on one side of my face and my favorite glowy Shiseido foundation on the other side of my face. And now when I'm watching this video, it was the first time when I noticed that actually the Big Glow foundation is kind of white, like it sits like a mask on me, when in real life when I did this makeup I didn't notice that. It wasn't that visible. They blended quite well together, actually, these two foundations. It has a thicker coverage compared to Shiseido. Now I'm thinking that I had to look into trying a darker shade. This time I'm fixing every layer, almost every layer of my makeup with a fixing spray, just because I would like to prevent the concealer to mix together with the foundation. Maybe this was the problem last time. I'm applying the concealer, and instead of blending it with a brush, I'm working it in the skin with a little dry sponge. Later we'll get to know that it worked much better, but again, it didn't cover any of the acne scars that I have. So I swear I saw, I'm sorry if you are hearing this, but my neighbors are always doing something every Saturday and they have the right to do so, so please have patience. I swear I saw a photo with a scheme on how to apply this, but I lost it, so I will be using another photo that I've just found. I will try to use the blue corrector for highlighting and lifting. Oh. But it is not the same color. Yeah, it's something bluish. So according to the scheme, basically I need to apply it where I would apply a highlighter and the parts that need to be lifted. I believe that some parts of this scheme are showing where to apply blue powder and where to apply blue concealer, but I'm not doing exactly how it's shown because I am obviously not Asian and my face structure is not the same. Okay, I forgot that it's getting dry really fast, so let's blend it. Okay. So I just became whiter, even though I didn't know that it's possible. I mean, let's be honest with each other, okay? I obviously do not really need this concealer. I mean, I want a more lifted look, yes, but first of all, I don't think that this gives me a lifted look. And second, this looks white on me. I look like a ghost a little bit. So It's like this basically. It is bluish. It's bluish. I'm not sure. If I wouldn't know that this is supposed to be a blue one, I'm not sure that I will say that it's blue if I just see it like this. Let's finish the makeup and we will have more visibility. As you can see here, I'm rethinking my life choices because on camera I look even more white. Guess who powdered her face and then remembered that she didn't use LUMMIR highlighter? But actually it didn't turn out that bad. I mean, I applied it with a brush just like the first time. And then I tried to blend it in with a finger, but then I saw immediately that it's not going to work. So I just took a sponge and I was working it in my skin and it turned out pretty good. The only place where I had a patch was near my brow because I worked too much with my finger there. Then I decided to apply the 3C highlighter, which was a huge disappointment. I had to layer it again over and over again. It removed my foundation on those places where I applied it. I guess that was from so many layers applied, and here I'm looking unpleased about it. I think about the possibility of this being the fault of the foundation, of course, but later we'll get to know that it is not the case because I will apply it on another side and it will lift another side as well. And here I'm applying 100,000 layers of blush for it to show up at least a little bit on me. It ended up not looking very flattering because of this blue concealer that has left a visible white part under my eyes. Here I'm swatching the blush, very angry, because I cannot understand how you can have enough confidence to put this product for sale. Sorry, but if this would be my product, I would be ashamed. So here I neutralized my lips and I decided to apply DASIQUE lip gloss, which is the lip oil to me. Of course, the color is much lighter because I neutralized my lips and the color is barely there, but I still liked it. I like the color. It's just that I would prefer more pigmentation for sure. So here I'm looking myself because I like it, and it's time for Dinto. I neutralized my lips again. Dinto color is definitely something more pigmented, but it's also less cold. More of a neutral color. It has a little bit more warmth in it, but I like that it feels better on my lips, so I decided to leave this one. And this is the final makeup. Yes, I look like a ghost, like I'm super pale on this one, but what can I do? This is the part where I'm applying the highlighter on another side and it will turn out really badly. Here I'm showing you the makeup in low exposure. Every imperfection of the skin is more visible, but you can also see more texture to understand. Alright, let's discuss everything. I wanted to do the third makeup, but to be honest with you, everything is pretty clear to me after the wear test, after the second makeup, and I will do the wear test of this makeup as well. Let's start with Big Glow foundation. I compare it with this Shiseido foundation because it's glowy. Shiseido foundation is also glowy, and to me Big Glow foundation is less glowy. I think that it's even visible on the video that Shiseido foundation glows a lot and the espoir one is less glowy. To me it's a plus because I have oily skin, but I still prefer a little bit glowy, wet looking skin. And for me, Big Glow foundation has like perfect amount of glow, and then after some time when my oils come through, they make it super glowy, which always happens with any foundation. It's totally okay. But yeah, I like that it has a little bit less glow than the Shiseido one. I also think that the longevity is really good. I was wearing it for 12 hours and I think that it looked still good after those 12 hours. It was like, my skin is really oily and I didn't fix anything. I didn't apply powder, I didn't use bloating paper, nothing. I just wanted to see how foundation will behave and I was expecting a lot of glow, a lot of oils, but everything was fine with my makeup. I know that I used, of course, setting spray from Kato Kato, which is really good. I believe that this is actually the darkest color that they have, which is unfortunate. We discussed with one person in the comments that it would be amazing to be able to purchase this kind of tester sheet for every foundation to understand what shade is for you. Does it oxidize? No. On the wear test, I think you can see it, and also here. The bigger part is like around 1.5 hours old, and the smaller part is what I just applied on the palette, and I think that these two colors look the same. It doesn't work bad with other types of products, other textures, but this is something that is harder to understand. If it works bad with a blush, is it the fault of a blush or the fault of a foundation? So it's been around 2.5 hours since I've done my makeup, and I wanted to say my final thought regarding the foundation. It's a no for me, unfortunately. Like, everything is okay and everything is like as I shared in the video, but this foundation goes really fast in these lines. Like, I didn't even know about the existence of this line actually. And the Shiseido one, with time it will also go in the lines, but it needs a lot of time to go there. And you see, nothing is here, and here you can clearly see it went in the lines after like around 2.5 hours, and it's a no for me. I don't want to see this kind of lines that are barely visible without the foundation, for them to become visible with a foundation. No, 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 no. Let's speak about correctors, concealers. I started to laugh because I wanted to say, the first thing I wanted to say is that this concealer is not very easy to blend. And then I saw that it's called Easy Blending Concealer. I'm not sure what this concealer is for. I mean, the correcting shades, we understand what they're for. But the concealer shades, I guess that they're for like highlighting, brightening some parts, which is not for me because, for example, this is the lightest shade, Vanilla, and it's the same, almost the same shade as my foundation. Like, I have them on my hand, and this is the foundation shade and this is the concealer shade. They are the same shade. So for me, it doesn't brighten anything. And if I use it on my spots, which I don't have like blemishes necessarily, I have darker spots that are left from my acne, especially here on my chin. And they, like, this concealer doesn't mask anything. Like, you can still see them, I'm pretty sure. The first time when I did my makeup, I did my regular technique when I applied it with a brush, and I just blended with a brush. And here I worked it in my skin with a brush. It looked awful, really cakey, really textured. And today I decided to use another technique. I was using a small sponge to work it in my skin, and it looks much better. Like, now it's looking good, it's not looking cakey, but at the same time, this technique is not very good for covering blemishes. And second, yeah, I'm not sure what I need this concealer for in this case. So yeah, I needed to have a particular technique to work with this concealer. Like, I wanted to say that maybe it doesn't have enough coverage, but it does have coverage. And I see it from this one, from the blue one, because it like clearly had enough coverage. First, let's be real. I bought it because it's blue and I thought it's so fun to have a blue corrector. I obviously don't need to correct anything. I tried a lifting technique that I saw just randomly, and I don't see that it does anything, but you will let me know if it does any lifting. I think that it's a really fun concealer if I need to create a look with a really pale skin, like white skin, a look of some kind of ghost. Or I am thinking about this bride that is back from dead or something like this, like cosplay makeups and creative makeups. But if you have yellowness, I think that this one has enough coverage for correcting. I think that it could be good, but if you're blending it with a sponge, because when I tried to blend this one with a brush, I didn't get good results. For me, this is a no, because I would prefer my complexion products to work both with a brush and with a sponge. But if you're working only with a sponge, I think that maybe you will not encounter any problems with these ones. I mean, I would not order this one, the vanilla one, for sure. Now let's talk about highlighters, blushes. Let's start with LUMMIR. First, if you're looking for a highlighter, just a highlighter that will work, doesn't matter if you want an impactful one or natural one, shimmery one, doesn't matter what you want, this is probably not for you, because this is definitely a product for someone who just wants some new experience, some fun product, some nice pictures, because look how beautiful it is, especially for the pictures. Yes, it gives you a very beautiful, wet looking skin. It's looking great, it's looking wet, it's looking like glow from within, it stays for a long time. But This is the smallest highlighter I've ever seen. Like, there are only 4 grams of this gel. I don't know, like, you don't need a lot to apply. You need only a little bit. Apply it on a skin that is not set with powder. I applied with a brush and then I was working it in the skin with a sponge. I feel like this works the best. With my fingers, no. It definitely, like, the warmth of my fingers does something with the formula and it starts to just mix with foundation. Working it in the skin with a sponge gave much better, much more natural finish. I just wanted to communicate it clearly. I really like the highlighter. I like how it looks and I see myself using it, but I think that it's for advanced users. You need to understand how to use it, how much of it to use it. It's not for beginners, I think. Let's move to the biggest disappointment of this order. I see on OliveYoung that it is sold out, at least the set that I bought. This 3C highlighter and blush lighter. It's a really big disappointment for me. First of all, let's start with the formula. The formula is very lightly pigmented, very lightly. And I don't have a problem with that if you can build it up. If you can build up a product, then great. But this is so lightly pigmented that I feel like I'm working with kids' makeup. You know, this kind of paint, you need to apply water in this paint for it to start drawing, otherwise it's like dry. This is this kind of product. The pigment is just not there, and I apply a lot. I don't even know how many layers are here on my cheeks for them to have this kind of slight pink look. This is too much. I like lightly pigmented products. I like building up the pigment. Like, I don't even have the texture on the product anymore because I was like this with my brush just to pick something up. And how can I show it to you? It looks like I have something on my finger, right? And then everything was left on my finger. Let's try to... It's not pleasant to use. When I'm using it, I feel like I'm trying to make some kids' makeup to work for me. An even bigger disappointment is this highlighter, because again, you need to apply a lot for it to be visible. You saw it from my wear test that it disappears with time. You need to apply a lot for it to be a little bit visible, a little bit more highlighty. So the highlighter is also... The highlighter is even bigger disappointment, but I really didn't enjoy this. If I could go back in time, I would not order it, and if I could return it, I would return it. It's really not a nice product. I'm sorry to everyone who bought it because I see that it's sold out, but I hope that at least someone will enjoy it because I didn't enjoy it at all. Let's talk about these two lip products. They're very different. This DASIQUE lip gloss, I'm not sure why it is called lip gloss. It feels like oil. Yeah. And it is, how do you say it, spilling in this packaging like this. So there's a huge chance that the product is going to come out here where we have the cap. So be prepared for that. I was wearing it in my bag, nothing happened, but I see that the product is always here. The color is really beautiful, but it's transparent. It's like if you're not wearing any base product, something that makes your lips just, I don't know, gray or very skin-like tone to wear on top. I don't see almost any color. The color is beautiful, it is true to the swatch, but it's barely there. Like, there is barely any color. I don't even know why do they need so many shades, because the color is barely there. And also you don't have so much product on the applicator, so I need to dig in the packaging around 3 times. Yeah, the color is really beautiful, like raspberry color. So 2 big minuses of this product is the packaging, as I said already, and the second minus for me is the smell, because it's oof. I haven't felt this smell since my childhood. Do you know these kind of packaged juices with fruit, with different kinds of fruit? And this is exactly this kind of packaged juice, you know, the one with a lot of sugar, with not so much fruit, and it's cheap and all the kids like it, this kind of juice. This smell, I can feel it from this distance. It's not a pleasant smell for me. I already mentioned that I don't like the smells of artificial scents from sweets. I really don't like this kind of smells. If you like lip oils, maybe you will like it. If you like lip oils, very light pigmentation, maybe you will like it. It stays on the lips for a long time. Some nice moisturizing oil. If I could go back in time, would I buy it if I could go back in time? No, definitely no, because of the packaging and the smell. I know that people will be buying it because of a cute packaging, but it's a no for me. Another one is Dinto, and I think that this will have like half of the people will like it and half of the people will dislike it. Again, the color is true to tone. I think the color is really beautiful. It's more pigmented than DASIQUE one, so you will see more color on your lips. It's also thicker. It's like a lip essence. It doesn't feel oily on my lips, and I like this kind of texture. I don't mind. I love the applicator. It's really, sorry, it's dirty. I like the applicator. It's really easy to apply the product. It's really pleasant, just like I said. I think that in the summer it will be amazing. It also does have a very distinguished, it also does have a smell. It has a smell of minty and sweet chewing gum that are made, you know, this kind of chewing gum that are made for like refreshing your mouth. It smells exactly like that, which I also do not prefer. I feel this smell when I'm applying the product, but with some time I kind of get used to it. It moisturizes my lips. They look beautiful, they look healthy. Look at them now. They look much healthier than normal because I'm struggling a little bit. When I need to concentrate, I always bite either my fingers or my lips. My lips are not looking the healthiest, and this one makes them really even and beautiful. And it's also cooling. You will 100% feel this cooling effect. It is cooling. It feels like how you feel when you're chewing like a minty chewing gum, exactly like that. But keep it in mind, it's a thicker texture, essence-like texture. It is cooling, minty effect. You will feel it definitely. I'm not sure about plumping. I don't really believe in plumping properties of like minty products. I didn't notice any plumping. And the smell of sweet and minty chewing gum. Keep it in mind, I know that it's really personal. Again, if I would go back in time and I would be making this order, I would order this one. I think that it's a nice one. I do not regret purchasing this one. I think we discussed everything actually. I will get back to you with a wear test. I also wanted to mention that you see how my oils destroyed this foundation here, like these dots, the black dots. The Shiseido one isn't destroyed that much, or do you think that this side is destroyed more than this one? Now when I look in the camera, I don't feel like this, but in the mirror for me it's obvious, so I don't know. The blush is here. Why do I feel like here there is more blush than here? I don't know. For some reason it feels like here I don't have any blush. I don't know why. The highlighters, I told you, the 3C highlighter is awful because it destroyed my foundation here, and then I applied it here and it destroyed the Shiseido foundation as well. The what is the brand? LUMMIR. The LUMMIR highlighter to me is still quite visible because it has a lot of shimmer. Like you saw, go back to the part with swatches. When I saw how much more shimmer it has compared to 3C, like for me it's obvious which one I would prefer. Yeah, this is it. I really want to wash off makeup and just go to rest. After I filmed, I was editing the whole day for around 10 hours, and tomorrow, Sunday, the whole day I will be editing this video. A lot of work. Bye!